Hey everyone, so it's been a while since I made a video, but I wanted to kind of share what I found playing around with this ATAS X beta. And so I'm a Mac user, I have a MacBook, and so it's really hard to find good order flow platforms for Mac. And initially I found Exo Charts, which is actually pretty good, and I'll kind of walk through that. But then I came across ATAS just a couple days ago, and I think it is really, really good. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight a few things. But when I looked at Exo Charts, so Exo Charts is pretty good. Like it has everything that you would need from order flow more or less. You got your imbalance, you got your footprint charts, you got all your deltas, it got TPO, it has bar statistics for footprints, it has an indicator for large trades based on trade size, CBD and all that. One thing it doesn't really have is net longs and shorts and open interests. For some reason, for the DX feed and Exo charts, you don't get that. Like you only get that in crypto for some reason. Has volume profile, all that stuff, and it's pretty good, and you can zoom in and out pretty easily, rescale your charts and all that. So I thought it was pretty good, and I was pretty happy with it, and kind of using it, and it works out for how I trade. And but I was curious, like, if there was, just trying to see like what else was out there. And I know there's other platforms out there, but they're all Windows based. And so I happened to come across this this ATAS and decided to download it, put some money towards it, and get it going. And I have to say, like, I'm super excited to use it. I got to use it a little bit today and set it up a little bit more where it's set up the way that I like. But one of the things I really do like about this is that, I mean, you can have, like for me, I like my price charts white, but then you can kind of zoom in and you get the footprints, which kind of is what TradingView did with their footprint chart, but I really like that. And so it's like a cool little just UX thing that I really like. Also, it has the big trades, but it comes in the bubble form, so it's on the chart, so you can kind of see where it happens. So that's a +1 over Exo charts in my book. And it has all the like absorption levels, it has imbalance levels, has a bunch of other cool indicators like most traded volume in a given period, has many more indicators to choose from compared to Exo charts, which I thought it was interesting. It has CBD and all that as well. I do like the fact that you can have build custom indicators. I don't know if you can do that yet with the beta version, but I know in the current ATAS version you can. So that's really exciting because I have a bunch of ideas that I want to port over from TradingView into this. So I'll be exploring that as well. But yeah, I just wanted to share. Thought this was really cool. It has really configurable, which is nice, and I think for me, it's closer to TradingView as far as charting, like just the feel of it, kind of scrolling in and out. So I kind of like that a lot more. And then you can also trade from it, if you have a Rhythmic broker or CGQ and all that. And so that's pretty cool. And so, yeah, I've been kind of playing it around with that. And, it has the tick charts, which is great. Also, you're able to do stocks as well. So I got kind of comparing the NQ to the QQQ, and then you can kind of see like how the deltas don't match up here as far as order flow and all that. So it's just an interesting tell for me as far as futures we're betting short, but then on the, on the ETF, it's more long. And maybe that's hedging, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting. Obviously it's in beta, so it's a little bit buggy sometimes and it crashes every now and then. But, I think I'm going to give this a shot for the next week and just kind of trade with it and just kind of see how things go. There's a bunch more indicators. I think is it here? Yeah, it's just a bunch more stuff, which I can make another video if anybody's interested. But I just wanted to share, if you're a Mac user and you're looking for a good order flow platform, definitely give this ATAS X a try. I think it is pretty cool. I got to trade with it today, and I liked, I'm still getting used to it, and all the cool DOM features that it has. Even has a heat map where it has like a DOM heat map history. So you got this DOM levels heat map history. I've configured it to where it only logs trades with 100 contracts or more that are on the bid or the ask. And then so that'll kind of come through. I think there was some, yeah, so you can see here in gold, right? And I can make this bigger on the 15 minute. Oh, but then they went away, which is interesting. So yes, it's a little bit buggy. You saw it there earlier and then it disappeared. So that's not ideal. Let me see if ES has any before I break it out. So, you know, it's a little bit, there's still some bugginess. Like here, there's some, like these, this DOM indicator basically shows like all these long bars are basically like 100 plus orders on the bid or the ask. And so it's just something, you know, pretty cool to kind of keep in mind. I don't know where the heat chart, like here, right here, there's like a heat chart or a heat map kind of history. So there was 100, over 100 or more orders at this level, just kind of sitting there up until this point. And so I just thought that was interesting. I don't know where the rest of them went here, but so I'll be, you know, it's a little bit buggy, as you can tell. Some things kind of disappear sometimes, which is not ideal. But when the data is flowing, and I think it's just because the data, you know, I'm on regular trading hours and it's currently electronic trading hours. But yeah, like if you're into order flow and you're on the Mac, this might be another alternative to Bookmap, because I know Bookmap works on the Mac, but I've used it before, but it's too noisy. I think this is a good middle ground of TradingView and Bookmap in my book. Cool. Well, that's it. Just wanted to share. Hope everybody's doing good and don't get caught. Thank you.